something like that.
So, welcome back to the channel. This is episode 2 of all driving his Civic. We are on the way to Filbo's tomorrow morning at XDR Motors. So we've just gathered up some of the bits. We are taking up the daily Mazda with no passenger seat. Currently there is just a gearbox in there and a toolkit.
Twin gearbox, mate.
And in the back of this Civic we have, if you can see, lots of parts. We're going to go pick up the Turbo Honda now and get that full of parts as well and fill up the rest of the Mazda, and then we will be ready to go for tomorrow morning.
Oh, we shall.
So next time you see us we will be with the purple turd itself.
Yep. Hopefully we haven't forgotten anything. Who knows? Luckily it's only 2 hours away from us, so young Kim here is going to be driving back and forth, designated driver, so
yes,
hopefully we've got everything. Yeah, let's see how we get on.
so we have just loaded up both the cars and it is pretty amazing what we have done.
Especially in a Mazda, quite impressed.
People say they aren't practical, but I beg to differ. So in the Mazda we have, in the boot, we have the trailing arms, prop shaft, 2 drive shafts, 2 discs, and a box full of gubbins, which isn't bad. We have removed the seat, so we have the gearbox, the diff and the viscous coupler, and my car now probably weighs twice as much as it did before.
Probably more.
Probably. So let's go look at what else we have done.
So kind of around the fuel cell we've kind of wedged everything we can wedge, obviously trying to save the pumps, so we've got a blanket over that. But
So what's in here again?
we've got drive shafts. Yeah, they're the ones that are in Kim's car are spares. These are the insane shafts that I want to use really. Might also go to DSS at some point, but we'll just kind of see how we get on. And then we've got oil, hybrid shifter, which we're hoping we can make work. I don't really know. We've got ktuned bseries all-wheel drive cables. It's kind of going to be trial and error, I think, and just kind of make something work. We do have a lot of the OEM CRV stuff as well, so it's just going to be mash it and make it work. Handbrake cables, load more hybrid stuff, more oil, and just extra stuff.
So that's everything in the boot.
Yeah, and then...
But wait, ladies and gentlemen.
So we've got a lot of the S1 built stuff in there, repping.
Oh yeah.
Repping S1. The guys are actually really nice and helped us out a lot, so yeah, that's cool. So we've got a lot of the S1 like trailing arm conversions and rear hubs and all that stuff in there. I can't even remember what we have in that box. We've got Hasbort mounts. With so many parts, I can't even remember. Yeah, cool. So, see you tomorrow.
Good morning.
More to him.
Here we are again
XDR.
at XDR Motors, and we have beaten Filbo himself. But both the cars made it. We are alive.
Yep.
Journey was dreadful.
It was.
But hopefully Filbo turns up soon, and we can start ripping cars apart.
Hello, welcome back. We are currently taking the gearbox out. It's the first thing. Going to take mount out brackets, shafts, all that stuff.
See that one?
We're going to Phil here doing things currently.
Probably want to take that out of the way. It's off there, swing that down and do that.
So yeah, day one we're going to try and get as much on as we can. Hopefully sent off today or tomorrow.
So we've got the gearbox ready to go in. The diff, the transfer case. We've started taking off a few bits already. And then over here, all of the fluids we're going to need. I'm not sure which shifter cables we're going to use yet. So we have these and the ktuned ones. And here are the new drive shafts. These are the insane shafts. New discs to go on the hubs. Cables. In here we've got the gussets for the trailing arms, which are there. And there's loads more bits in the box, but at the moment we're just starting to strip it down. Filbo?
Hello.
Any words?
Yeah. No.
He doesn't always have a lot to say.
It'll be alright in a bit.
So the exhaust is already out. They have got these shafts out, drained the box, and right now it seems like carnage, but it is all just go. They're just working on taking out the rear gearbox mount, so they can get that switched over to the new Hasport ones.
Yeah, we've got innovative in here at the minute, obviously front wheel drive, and we've got the all-wheel drive Hasports, where I think all the mounts are the same. It's just the rear bracket and gearbox side I think is a different bracket as well.
Yeah.
They are specifically all-wheel drive, so. Yeah.
So what else do you reckon is going to happen today?
Mine's gonna get beaten.
Yeah, I deserve it. Quick update. We have been having a look at the rear trailing arms down there, and they are going to be a pain. So we've basically decided that we're going to bolt everything up to the rear instead. So the first thing to do is bolt that up, the rear diff mount. That's all going up there, so Phil's doing that currently. And I am about to split the rear diff to install the S1 built clutch locking plates. So yeah, let's go. There isn't a huge amount of guides online to make it, so just to help everybody else out, we're going to show you how to install it in, well, we got the CRV diff today, but I'm pretty sure it's quite similar for all of them, whether it's like the Element or Wagon or whatever else you're using. So firstly, you want to split all the 8mm bolts, I think it's about 10 or so, and then pull the housing off. Okay, so we've already put all the clutch locking plates in, smallest one at the bottom, and that OEM housing goes back on top. Make sure it's flush with the top of the basket. Firstly, the collar needs to come off. That has been completely binned, you don't need that. Right, pump off next, which is about 4 8mm bolts. Also, obviously, you need to get rid of all the fluid for the time being. The pin needs to come out, that can be binned. Again, that's just for engaging the dual pump. Don't need that anymore. That is all good. Pump back on. Again, put that back down with all the bolts and get it all torqued back up correctly. The ring also needs to go back on. That's quite important. You do need to put that back. And that is it. Everything's good to go. Hey, Phil.
No.
As you can see, he's having a nice fun time with this.
No.
So it's basically removing this to weld on the S1 built bracing that's going in the rear before we can put the hubs in. Right, anyway, quick update. Everything is out. We have both boxes out. Actually, I should probably show you that first. Yeah, we're just waiting on the new clutch. It should be here tomorrow. Obviously, gearbox is out. We've got the new mount in. All the drive box is built up, so we've got the ktuned beta kseries stuff on there. I think we are good.
We're not good at all.
We're not good. We're not good.
So, Philbo,
Yes, Hamish.
tell us what this goon messed up.
Everything so far. Done 24 hours. No, 48 hours now. And nothing is fitted. It's been good. But basically, there is a little secret to these CRV conversions. You need both passenger sides for the drive shafts. Not a long one and a short one. But Mr. Adamant over there was convinced that I had to put a very long shaft in one side. As we can see, we have a nice drive shaft. And the other one I'm going to insert not into the car.
Let's go now, Pizza. Come on then, little Timmy. Talk to us.
Right, what do you want? I'm strong. Right.
Sleep is what we want.
We do.
Oh, look how pretty he looks on camera.
Come with me. Hey YouTube, come with me. As you can see, we've had many things fitted, many things don't fit. We ended up getting shafts that were incorrect. We basically need 2 passengers. So we had the long shaft in. This ended up coming out up to about here, massively cambered out. Didn't have enough camber on the control on the camber arms. So yeah, gonna have to use 2 passengers to make it work.
So,
Don't really.
CRV rear diff, innovative
mounts.
rear
Rear
mounts,
diff mount. Yeah.
2 passenger side drive shafts.
Yeah.
That is the recipe for success.
That is the recipe.
The recipe.
My name's Matthew, and I don't know what pasta to order. Someone help me, please.
I'm out.
So the plan was to run the exhaust down the back of the car.
Yeah,
But
it's a lot involved.
the prop goes in here, and there is no room for the exhaust. So
And the viscous, which takes up the whole tunnel.
our friend Kieran here is going to.
For the time being, adapt something to go out the front.
So it's going to work it just around the sump.
Around the sump, back over there and out here.
And it'll be super loud and obnoxious and amazing.
Right, Matthew. And until Matthew decides whether he wants to be quiet, we'll leave it at that.
So the back's nearly back together. We have the drive shafts in. And the braces on for the diff, that's all looking good. Kieran's up there, still working on the exhaust. And we've just had Cowley turn up. He's one of our sponsored drivers for this year.
So, I mean, we're doing alright. We're not really not doing that bad. We're on what, day 2? Probably about, 24 hours in or so.
But everything's kind of on schedule to be kind of done.
Oh, we may also have a seized caliper on the rear, so there's that. Turn that way. Rear's bolted up. Keep going.
We can't see, whatever.
We can't see.
But,
Getting there.
yeah.
We're doing good for 2 days' work.
Yeah, for
Yeah.
2 days, we've done a hell of a lot. And so what do we need to do now? We need to try and sort that caliper out if we can, unseize it, get all that bolted up, handbrake cables on, prop, we're going to get a freelander prop and get that all sorted next week at some point. Gearbox needs to come back out so we can get the clutch in, because our clutch didn't turn up today, which is a bit of a shame.
And that's it.
And then
Gear cables.
Oh yeah, we need to do draw some holes in the bulkhead, run the shift cables through, bolt the shifter into the thing. That's it.
Yeah. So we will continue the video in the morning, and hopefully by the end of tomorrow we will be 90% there.
Yeah.
Not bad. Bye.
Right, so we ended up not being able to fit the viscous coupler at the minute because we don't have any of the joints for the sides. So what the plan is, for the time being, just temporarily, we're gonna put the CRV prop together. We've like cut and welded it just to get us home. We're gonna whack it all together, test everything works, and then make another one. We're gonna use the freelander stuff with the viscous that's down there properly. But this is just to get length for the prop so we can send it off to get modified, get balance and everything else. Come with me, we'll show you the entire thing, how we've got so far. So everything's pretty much bolted up. We've got, that caliper was completely seized, so we're trying to find a new one at the minute. We've got modified rear arms. We've had to push the shock over, so we've got the S1 stuff that's kind of moved that a little bit, which is nice to get the drive shaft through the middle.
Looks pretty beautiful.
Yeah, we've got an insane shaft on one side, OEM CRV on the other, because we ended up having to have 2 passenger ones, so innovative rear diff mount and brace up there, which actually holds it really well. Obviously CRV rear diff with locking plates that you would have seen in the video earlier on. I think that's about it really. We got new hardware camber arms at the top, because these ones were completely shot. So we replaced those at the same time. New held brake lines for the rear, for the calipers.
Woo-wee!
Handbrake cables as well. We obviously had to swap those over. This is why this is hanging, because we haven't got the caliper on yet. That's basically the rear. Front, we've obviously modified the exhaust. We've got a new box in. Front end wasn't really a huge amount of modifying, was it? We obviously had different engine mounts. We had to use Hasport all-wheel drive mounts, because the gearbox mount was slightly different. The rear mount, I think, yeah, it was the rear, was slightly different. So, I think that's it.
It's getting there. So
Yeah,
today
getting there.
we've just got to do the shifter and cables.
Yeah, we got shifting cables. So we've got the ktuned cables that are down there, the hybrid shifter going in. We have tested it all does work. So if anyone needs to know in their B all-wheel drive what to use, the ktuned up there we've got a billet ktuned B to K cable conversion. So you can use that with I think they're K-series cables and a CL9 shifter. We do have hybrid shifters on the website, in case anybody wants to know.
Plug.
I mean, what we've got to do now, chuck the exhaust on, put the wideband, narrowband on, prop, we're going to get sorted shortly. Rear caliper, can't do much about at the minute. Shift cable shifter, Right. But I've got one mount to swap over from the old Innovatives to the Houseports. That's it. Yeah.
Beautiful.
And then yeah, just test it. We've got obviously bleed clutch, gearbox, and all that stuff, all the fluids. But yeah, other than that, good to go, I'd say.
Day 3, Matt doesn't look too dead.
No, I feel it. I feel awful.
Hello, Matthew.
Hello.
What you got there?
Got any sauce?
About, no, a little bit longer than that.
All manifolds are like 300.
Keep filming his ass.
So the car is back down off the ramp, but it is not quite done, is it, Matthew? A few things. Obviously, it's got a CRV gearbox now, and apparently the bseries starter motor doesn't fit at all.
Yeah, front wheel drive bseries doesn't fit. You have to have the CRV bseries starter. We kind of assumed it'd be the same because pretty much everything other than the hole for the transfer and a couple of bits inside the box, all the plugs were the same. Yeah, so assumed it was the same. It isn't, so we need to get a starter. Rear caliper as well. A few bolts from the rear. A couple of bolts on the prop. I think that's about it really. We need to put the shifter in. Philbo's just doing the slave cylinder. Yeah, so not too much to go to be honest. Just a couple of bits here and there, just yeah. And then oil, gearbox oil, clutch, brake fluid, bleed all that. I think that's it. Getting there.
Ooh. Can I get gnawing off?